presentation, how are you gonna learn? You can't learn. You can't learn, you know? So I tell everyone, hey, put me in front of as many people as you can. And second thing, you have to get licensed. Hey, because if you don't get licensed, Primerica can't pay you. You know, so you're just doing this for free. And guys, like we didn't come for Primerica for charity. You know, we came to make money. You know, so you want to make sure, guys, that you are bringing that value onto the license. You know, bring value to the license. You know, so like that's one thing that I got from Fino. You know, bring value to the license, you know, bring value to because hey, if those persons don't get licensed, you know, they don't stick. So most of us, you know, are usually saying, hey, everybody quits, nobody sticks with the environment and everything like that. But when we ask you, hey, but out of all those people that you recruited, how many did the license? You told me 1, 0. That's why they didn't stick, guys. So because hey, raise your hands if you have a license right now. Exactly. Exactly. No, all of us have a license. All of us have stick with it. You know, if that person doesn't have a license, he can't make any money. Of course, it's not gonna say. Of course, it's not gonna say. So you want to make sure, guys, that you talk to your people straight. Hey, if you don't get this license, you won't make money. So you need to get this license. Okay. So now what I would do and ask him a question right here. Okay. So look, Jonathan, do you want to make money fast or money slow? You want to see results fast or results slow?
Fast.
Fast. Okay, perfect. So the people that want to see results fast and want to make money fast, you know, they put me in front of a person between the 24 to 40 hours of us doing orientation. You know why? Because they're super excited, guys. You know, you want to make sure that the first KT, the first appointment that you do with that person, you know, it's not like 3 days from now. It's not a week from now. It's today or tomorrow. That's it. You know, that's why, because they're the most excited, you know? So here I go, into a target market. Hey, you know where target market is? No, it's basically people, the companies that people target to buy their products, you know? And again, it's super simple. You guys already know how to do orientation. People are married between the age of 25 to 55, children, homeowners, they have a job, you know? And I asked right here this question, you know? So look, so Jonathan, let's say they were in a casino, okay? And there was a machine that every single time that you play, you have a 95% of winning money. How many times would you play on that machine?
Probably as many as possible.
As many as possible. Exactly. So, Miguel, what was the question that I asked again?
How many times would you play the machine if you had 95% chance?
Exactly. Exactly. You know, you guys want to make sure that you are putting that visual representation into people that you're training because hey, if you're telling them, hey, if you put in front of the 5 key characteristics, there's a 95% that will close the deal. You know, because they don't understand what a deal is or anything like that. So you want to make sure, guys, that you are really, really good at painting a picture into people's mind. So that way they can understand something that is relatable to them, you know? So quick example, I say, hey, the first person I sat down for my training, with my mom and dad, you know, they're in a relationship, they're below 55 children, homeowners, they have a job. When Alejandro sit with them, they got the pause. Why? Because, hey, there's a 95% that they need something like what we do, you know? So I said to everyone, hey, we want to make sure that we are sitting with people which as much as this 5, okay? 5 or 4 this or 6, okay? And I tell everyone, hey, let's focus on people that are single and married with children, okay? And I tell them, hey, the only thing I really ask you to be is coachable. Let me teach you how to do the business, you know? Because again, I ask them again, hey, if you never see me how to do anything, you know, first of all, you're not gonna learn how to speak with clients. Second of all, you can make some money because you don't know how to speak with clients, you know? So what do you need to do? Shadow me, you know? Listen to me and everything and also communicate with me. I always tell my people, hey, the dumbest questions that we don't ask because we stay dumb forever, you know? So I always tell everyone, hey, ask me as much questions as possible. You know, I don't mind. As long as you get it, I don't mind, you know? So we want to sit down with people for three reasons. 3 reasons only, okay? 1, so you can learn. All right. Second thing, so you can get some referrals, you know, because right now, who knows that you're doing something like this? Most people tell me, hey, nobody else knows that I'm doing something like this. So I asked them, hey, so if nobody knows that you're doing something like this, how are they going to refer you to more people? You know, it's a referral-based business. If you can get referrals, then how are you going to stay in business? And it's simple, you know? So I tell them, hey, in this presentation, I come on behalf of you, you know? So even if we close or not, you know, I'm still gonna be asking that person, hey, like, who do you know that can benefit from this information that you can refer the recruit to?
Yo même
You
yo
know?
est Haïti.
What was the question, Jonathan?
Oui, et puis yo
Yes. No worries, you know worries, you know? So like, who do you know that can benefit from this information, you know, that you can refer the recruit to, so she can keep watching training presentation?
So who do you know that can benefit from this information that you can refer to?
Exactly, just like that, you know? And the third thing, I tell them, hey, we're here, and then the final reason that we're here is so you can make some money and so you can get promoted. That's basically what I tell them. It's so you can make some money, so you can get promoted. Because guys, you know, if one person goes like into training, first week, no money, second week, no money, third week, no money, fourth week, no money, are they gonna stay? They're not gonna say. Why? Because they don't see results, you know? So I tell people, hey, I'm really, really good at what I do. So if you put me in front of 10 people, you know, and we don't get results, I personally refer you 124. That's how confident I am. Okay? So that's why I tell people, you know, and also, you know, so when you're doing this list prior, you know, to doing this list, I always tell them, hey, so what we're gonna be speaking with these people is about life insurance and also retirement plans, you know? And ask them, hey, Ilya, can we hurt anybody by showing them how to do something behind for a family?
Definitely not. No.
Definitely not, you know? Hey, Ilya, can we hurt anybody by showing them how to save for retirement? No, right? Would you want to do that for your parents as well? Like show them how to retire, show them how to leave something behind. So in the case they pass away, hey, the family's not struggling financially. Yeah, of course, you know, and also you can go deeper into it, you know. So you can also ask, hey, Miguel, right now, do you depend on your parents' income? And he will say, yeah, okay, awesome. So Miguel, what are you telling me? If God forbid, one of your parents pass away, how would your life financially be? Better or worse? What would you say? Worse, why? It provides for everything. Exactly, you know? So again, I'm gonna repeat myself, okay? So hey, so right now, do you depend on your parents' income? Okay, and even if they say no, you know, but hey, the younger self of you, you know, they depend on your parents' income, you know? So imagine, you know, you being 10 years old, you know, God forbid one of your parents pass away, will your quality of life will be the same or worse? They'll always say worse. And I will tell them, that's exactly what we have to sit down with people. So we can show them what we do. That's exactly what we decided to sit down with people, you know? So again, I just make the top 25 list. I just from 1 through 6. We have to sit down with people that are single and married. With what, Jonathan?
Kids.
With kids, exactly. And I ask them straight like that, you know, because I want to make sure that they're paying attention, you know. So because if they don't know, with who are we sitting down with, you know, they probably didn't pay attention in the orientation. I want to make sure, guys, that they're paying attention, that they're getting something like this and everything. Okay, so hey, so I don't ask people, hey, so like, who do you think we can put down here on this list? The people that have kids. Who do you think? No, I do not say that. I say, okay, are you cool with your mom and dad? Yes. Okay, perfect. Are they together? No. Yes. Okay, no worries. So mom, is your mom with somebody, Jonathan? Okay, single mom. Single mom. Okay, perfect. Are you cool with your dad?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Is he in a relationship?
Yeah, he's married.
All right. Awesome. So I put the dad and what? Okay. Who's your favorite uncle? Jonathan?
Uncle Alejandro.
Alejandro. Okay. Uncle Ale. Is he married or single?
I think he's married.
Married.
They're
Okay.
not married, but
They're pretty close. Okay. Awesome. You know, who's your favorite? Your other favorite uncle?
that's the one.
All right. Awesome. Who's your favorite auntie that is not married to Ale?
I think my aunt Shelby.
Shelby. Okay. Is she married or single? All right. Shelby. Okay. Do you have any brothers, sisters, with kids?
Oh yeah, I have an older brother.
What's his name?
His name is Jared.
Jared? Okay. Got it. Is he married or single?
I mean, they're not married yet, but they're in a serious.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. Boom. That'll go like that. And then the final one, okay? So when I'm going into this, guys, so when that person is getting ready, to call all those people, I don't tell them, hey, like call all these people and then tell me at what time. No, I go, hey, Jonathan, who are the most the 2 to 3 most closest people that you're close with? Who from this list, who are you close with? Who would you say?
Well, one of my good friends, mine.
From this list, Papa. From this
Who
list.
am I closest with?
From this list.
Well, probably my mom,
Your mom? Who else?
my dad.
Your dad? Okay, awesome. That's it? That's the close people that you know?
Yeah, and my
The
brother.
close people to you?
Yeah, and my brother Jared.
Okay, Jared as well. Okay, guys, I don't want him to call all these people. I don't want them. I don't want him to call all these people. You know why? Because we maybe encountered that broke uncle saying, "Hey, Primerica doesn't work. It's a scam." Blah 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 blah. Okay, and because that recruit is very very new, he get discouraged really fast. So what I would do? Hey, call the closest people to you. Call the closest people to you. That's about it. Okay, because hey. I want to sit down with the close people because I know if I close with his mom, his dad, there's no way this guy's going on anywhere because he already saw results. He saw it works. So he's fired up now. He's calling all those people to get some KTs. Now he sees that it works. So that way I don't encounter. Yeah, I don't know, my uncle, blah 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 blah. I don't go over that anymore, okay? And then so how I would do with this as well. I role play with people. I make it seem fun, guys. Primerica is fun. Primerica is easy. So like you don't have to be so strict with people and everything like that. I tell them, hey, you're gonna role play with me. I'm your tier one. Let's see if you're gonna call me, okay? Just like that, I just say, hey, I'm your Uncle Juan. Let's see how you're coming for an appointment, okay? And I really go step by step with them until they get it. And that's about it, guys. That's how I prepare a person for a KT. That's how you prepare a person to scale KT. First, bring value. Second thing, prepare them for hey, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna show the people that you're sitting down with. That's the most important thing. So now, guys, I want to go over the mentality of a closer. The mentality to close. Okay. So first things first. You have to go with the idea that you're already gonna close. You already have to go with the idea that you're already gonna close. You know why? It's because hey, if you go with the idea, oh, like this is practice, blah blah blah. No. If you don't close, you don't pay your bills. So you have to close. You have to close. If every single person that is full time, if you don't close a life insurance or investment or PPP or whatever, you don't make money. You don't pay your bills. So you can't feel sorry for people for like pushing people or anything like that, because hey, what we do is good. What we do is good. You can't hurt anybody by showing them how to do something behind for a family, how to save for retirement. You can hurt anybody like that, A second thing, know how to overcome objections. If you are going to do a KT, you have to be really, really good at that KT. Learn how to overcome objections, because whenever that objection comes, you're gonna freeze. You're gonna freeze because you don't know what the hell you're gonna say, and then you just basically mumble for 3 to 5 minutes, and people still say, "Hey, I need to take." You want to make sure that you're a professional at what you do, guys. You're young professionals. People already doubting you because you're young. So you want to make sure that you know what the heck you're talking about. You know about life insurance. You know how whole life works. Everything. Third thing, be a likable person. Whenever you go into that KT, I always make this joke. Hey, the recruit give you $20 to be in a presentation, and all of them laugh. Most people laugh, because hey guys, people like to do business with people that they are like, that they want to be like, or that they like, So if you're not a likable person, if you don't smile during the presentation, if you don't make them make them your friend as soon as possible, most of the time you will not close, because they're just seeing you as like the pushy salesman, They're not seeing you, as like, hey, I'm here to help your son out, your daughter out. Okay. Again, practice until you can get it wrong, you know? So before you do any type of presentation, if it is the interview, is either the KT, orientation, whatever, you know, practice it until you can't get it wrong, you know, because that's how you're going to duplicate yourself. That's how you're going to make some money, you know. And again, keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple. You know, the very best thing is to keep it simple. I believe that's why I was able, you know, to get that interview, to get that KT down, you know, because hey, I'm not the smartest person in the book. I took like almost a month to just learn the phone call. You know, I'm not the brightest. But however, guys, you know, Alan Lewis made it really, really simple, you know, to learn the interview, to learn that KT, you know. So whenever you are training a person, you know, whenever you're training a person to show them how to do the interview, to show them how to do KT, keep it super simple. And again, most of your clients, you know, that don't know how life insurance, they have never heard about life insurance, you know? So if you're just mumbling about, hey, like, this is what we do, cash life, whole life, blah, 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 UL and everything, you know, you're just confusing them. You want to make sure, guys, that it's so simple that if they don't get it, they're done. You want to make sure that you keep it super, super simple. Make sure that you have that tonality going on in there, you know, because hey, you're on that presentation for 30 minutes, an hour. If you just have the same tonality, you're monotone, you know, people are just gonna get bored, you know. I challenge you guys, you know, record your meetings that you guys do, you know. See how your tonality is during the meetings, you know, and you will see how you can better that yes.
Let me ask you, what's one way that somebody can make their tonality better? Like having done it yourself, like practice?
Yes, of course. So look, so tonality just comes with time. You know, tonality just comes with time. There's 3 stages, you know. There you go into Primerica, you know, the awkward stage. You don't know what the heck you're saying. You sound super, super awkward, you know, and the second stage will be like very robotic, you know, you're just saying, hey, so we're Primerica, we're the largest financial market, blah, 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 blah. You know, you just sound super monotone, like you don't have any highs and lows or anything like that. But after you do a couple presentations, you know, you get that tonality right, you know, you're gonna go into that natural stage where basically your words flow, you know. It's just basically with time, you know. Tonality is something that people have or people don't have, but basically comes with time, you know. 100%. Well, I have, and all of you guys have some recruits that you just show them the presentation and that they're learning in like 2 seconds, you know. Best tonality just like it. You know, most people are not like that. So that's why you have to keep it super, super simple. Another thing, most people don't know what policy they have, you know? So whenever I sit down with a person, they tell me, hey, I have a policy. I will not go through with the appointment if they don't have a policy, you know? Because at the end of the day, you know, most people don't even know what the heck the insurance company name is, what they're paying for the policy, how much in coverage they have, what's the benefits. They don't know anything, you know, they don't know do anything. So at the end of the day, if you are just mumbling about, hey, like which you have a work insurance is bad, blah, blah, blah. If you have a whole life, hey, that is bad, this is why. Most people are not gonna move forward because they want to compare apples to apples, you know? So just to save your guys' time, if the person that you are doing that KT with doesn't have the policy and hands, don't do it. You're just wasting your time. You know, another thing, make sure that you close, you know, have this mentality. Hey, if I don't help this person today, I will le voy a hacer bastante daño a la familia. You know, I'm gonna affect that family's future, you know, if I don't help these people out. You know, because some people, guys, you know, they don't know about life insurance. So whenever that family or friend passes away, you know, what do they have to do? GoFundMe, fish fries, all that good stuff, you know? Another thing, you know, retirement. Guys, retirement is not an age, it's a money. It's a money thing, you know? So it doesn't really matter if you're 80, 70, 100. If you don't have the money, you can retire, you know? So you have to sit down with people and show them, hey, this is why we do is good, you know? So I want to show you guys one quick example. You know, there's a whole life policy that was able to replace, and this is exactly why, guys, you don't want to waste your time just going over like, hey, this is whole life, this is why it's bad without having a policy, you know? Because whatever you tell that client either not trusting you, or they will just not listen, you know? So look, once you guys know, you know that the whole life policies grows in interest between 1 to 3%, you know? So when I told that person 1 to 3%, they didn't believe me. But when we go into the policy, oh, Johnny, what's it say right there? 3.75%. Okay. Another thing, people don't. People get sold these policies and saying, "Hey, I'm my own bank. If I extract money from that from that life insurance policy, I just pay myself back." Yeah, you can do that. You're paying yourself back, but you're paying yourself back at an 8% rate of interest. You know, so your money is growing, guys. Okay, so tell me, in what world does this make sense? Okay, your money is growing at 3%. And if you want to, well, retrieve your own money out that you work so hard for it, you put in this into the savings account, you know, you have to pay that company back out of 8%. At that point, are you losing money? You're making money. Losing money. Losing money. You know, that's what tax free, because you're just losing money. You know, so another thing, you know, you guys can see right here, you know, you guys can see right here, you know, so this is the third year of the policy, you know. So from the 1 year, second year, that client is still putting that kind of money into their life insurance, thinking, hey, my cash value, my savings is going through the roof. You know, I'm saving money, you know. But when you go to this life insurance policy, you know, in what year does it start to accumulate money? Third year. So what happened with the money in the first and second year of them having the policies? It's gone. It's gone. It's gone, guys. It's gone, you know? So another thing, this person swore. They swore on their mama's grave and everything, you know? They had $250,000 in coverage, you know? They swore it, you know? Now, when we go to right here, it literally tells you, what does it tell you guys? That is a whole life, you know? That is a whole life. And also, it's a whole life. And also, what this says right here, guys? Accidental. Accidental, how much? 200,000. 200,000 accidental, you know? So realistically, what this person had in life insurance was this, guys. Was this. You know? So like, you're not gonna convince me of what we do is something bad, because here's the proof. Here's the proof. And also, she was paying $62 for this life insurance policy. What was able to do? Get her $62 for $170. Way better than 10,000. 160,000 more. You know. So guys, look, what we do is super, super good. You know. So put us in front of put your trainer as front of as many people as you know, because hey, like one of your parents, one of your sisters, uncles, tias, and everything, you know, they could have one of these policies. They'll be getting screwed over, you know? And just because you don't want to call them because you're too afraid of rejection, you know, they might be getting screwed over, you know? So guys, this is exactly what we do, you know? So if you're in training, you know, you want to make sure, guys, that you put your training some money and as much as training appointments as possible. Okay? So guys, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. I'm gonna welcome the next speaker. He's my brother in business, you know. Again, he's making $50,000 a year with our company, you know, at just 19 years old. So guys, put your hands together for Dynel Martinez.
Let's go, let's go.
Well, how you guys doing today? Guys, I'm excited for this freaking body but yeah, guys, you know, so I want to show you a little bit as you know, how to prepare the recruits, the agents, right, on the getting to schedule them for the KTs, right? You know, so now I'm going to show you guys exactly how to close, right? How to close the clients, right? Once you're sitting down on that KT, you know, what is it that you're going to say to close them, right? To get that check, to get paid, right? So we're going to go on there. Is it chicken? No, it's not chicken there. What's your name? Wait. 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, for those of you who don't know me, okay, my name is Daniel Martinez. I'm one of the regional managers here with the company under Alan and Lewis, right? They're my trainers. They got me into the business. They showed me everything that I know, right? So this is not it. Look at that. All right, here we go. All right, awesome. So, guys, here, whenever you guys are starting on KT, right, it's very important on what you guys are saying in the beginning, right? A little bit to go back on what Juan was saying, right? You got to be a likable person, right? And, as you guys know, first impression is everything, right? So whenever you guys are sitting down in front of the client, right, you got to make sure you're a likable person, right? You're making jokes with them, you're interacting with them, making them feel as comfortable as possible, right? So, and pretty much, once you already, build a little bit of rapport with them, right? Now it's time for you guys to say why exactly is it that you're there, right? So, let's say I'm training you there, right? And then I'm sitting down with your dad, Alejandro, right? So, and I'm gonna give whatever. No, why you guys getting so weird, bro? All right, so what you guys gotta say, you guys gotta make sure you tell them exactly the reason why you're there, right? Just be straight to the point, because the thing that you don't want to happen is you're already on the life path, you're on the second signature, and then that client tells you, I thought this was just for training, right? Because you didn't specify that you guys are there. Yeah, it is for training, but it's for a training presentation for the recruit. But you guys are there for a real presentation with the actual person, right? So let's say I'm training you, right? I'm sitting down with you, Alan, right? I'll be telling you, well, what is it that exactly that Ilya told you that your kid's going here?
Started working here, needs to get his license.
Okay, nice. So yeah, pretty much he just currently started working with our company. And he needs to observe some training presentations before he gets his state license, right? So now how it works, right? These training presentations is for him to learn how to speak with clients, to learn how to explain benefits, how to do a presentation, and all of those things, right? Because what's the point of getting a license, Alejandro, if he doesn't know how to use it? That's important, right? It's for him to get it, right? So he pretty much, there's gonna be a training presentation for him, but with you, we're gonna use it as a real presentation. Meaning, if it's something that we can help you out today with something that's within your budget that doesn't affect your day-to-day basis, well, perfect. You'll be helping out a lot easier with the training, right? And also for a promotion, which you have to help out 3 clients, right? So if we're able to help you out here, well, perfect. Okay, he's gonna be here. All right, does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and start with the presentation, and then I go ahead and I start on the KT, right? But those words right there, it's super important, because if you guys don't say it, I'm telling you guys are gonna get to the end. You guys are gonna run quotes, waste your time, and then once you're already ready to go ahead and run that life hack, they're gonna tell you, oh wait, I thought this was a training. I thought this was just for training. I didn't have to buy anything. Right? And you guys been there before? It's terrible, right? So now once you guys are in the presentation, right, in the KT, well, you guys, this thing, let's say exactly the same thing. You guys here, you build credibility about the company. You show them our company is currently, as who we are, right? But then here, this is a very big part on the KT, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, and the people that I've showed this to, we've been pretty much closing right here, right? And the reason for that is because right here, we build a lot of value onto the company. Right, and I actually thank you so much, Alec, because you showed me over here in the business, right? You can still learn how to close more and do better in the KTs, right? Because Alec showed me that he actually explains all the benefits in the slides, or a couple of the benefits in the slides. So I was like, wait, let me start doing that, right? Let me actually start trying that. And it just worked way better, right? I've been able to close more, right? We're at 19,000 personal for a month. Great, right? And, here, I'll tell them, so yeah, I pretty much, but we were actually named by Forbes as one of the world's best insurance companies, right? Naming us as the top 3 most trusted life insurance companies as #1 over any other company in the market, right? As you can see, we did them in every single rating, right? On overall rating, quality, ethics, privacy, pretty much everything, right? So now, Alejandro, how would you feel being a client of a company that has so much credibility and that is #1 in North America?
Yeah, it makes me feel good.
Makes me feel good, right? So what was the question?
It was, how would you feel if you were a client of one of the best companies?
Exactly, right? So the reason why you guys asked that is because that way that client is already starting to feel a little bit more like, damn, this guys are, I can trust these guys, right? They're #1, right? And then here, I'll tell them, so Ale, the reason why our company is #1 is because of the benefits that we actually have to offer, right? So one of the best benefits that we have here is that we actually have no war or terror exclusion, right? As a matter of fact, the only exclusion that you have with our company is the suicide exclusion. And after 2 years, we actually do pay out, right? But other than that, we pay in case of terrorism, we pay in case of war, right? Do you remember when 9/11 happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when that happened, right, over about 3,000 people died. Out of those 3,000 people that died, none of their family members, none of the ones that had life insurance actually received a check, except for 2 companies that paid out, New York Life and Primerica. And we actually paid out 48 death claims and over $10 million in coverage, right? Wow. Wouldn't you say that's a credible company?
Yeah.
Right? You know, so you guys are already building a lot of value here. Right? Look, this is what we're doing, right? This is what we do for families, right? You know, another of our great benefits is actually the terminal illness benefit, right? Which this benefit, what it says is, God forbid you get a terminal illness, Alejandro, you can cash out up to 70% of the policy. Meaning, let's say you have $100,000 in coverage, right? You can go ahead and cash out up to 70,000 and use it for, say, medical bills, treatments, whatever you want to use that money for, you're gonna be able to use it. You know, you don't need to go ahead and start asking for loans to be able to pay for the treatment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? And then last but not least is that, let's say God forbid you get disabled, right? Our company is gonna maintain the policy for you for the rest of the term. Right? So now you see why our company is number one, right?
Yeah.
You guys, yeah, go ahead.
So you're explaining the works version, the terminal illness benefit and disability.
Exactly. So I already started explaining the benefits. We'll ask questions at the end, okay, because we can get a little bit here, right? But you guys already start asking the questions over here and explaining the benefits, because that way they already start seeing value in what you guys are doing, right? And then after I go ahead and explain that, right, I explain the benefits in this slide, I'll pretty much go ahead and tell them a little bit more, right? I'll tell them, so look, these are some of the companies that we are currently work with and we also represent. One of these logos are companies they commended to.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of them.
All of them, okay, Fidelity, blah, 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 right? So now, let's say, for example, let's say that Alejandro Lavilla is working for Fidelity, right? Working with them, he can only offer the clients the best services that company has to offer, right? Now, working with a company, he sits down with the client, he could help them out with any service that these companies have to offer, right? So he sits down with the client right now, he could help them out with 401ks, annuity, investments, mutual funds, legal protection, pretty much all of these financial services, right? But most importantly, what we're going to be speaking about today is going to be about life insurance. All right, and thank you so much to Eric and Jason, because they're the ones that showed me this question. Right now, Alejandro, who do you currently have your life insurance policy with outside of work?
No, I don't have any.
You currently don't have any life insurance
Not outside
of work. Okay, no worries, no worries. Awesome. And now, how important is it for you to leave something behind for your family? God forbid you're not here tomorrow.
Super important.
Very important, right? So if one was the nothing, 10 was means everything to you.
10.
A 10? Okay, awesome. Now, so you guys see, right? You know, very slow. You guys first, who do you currently have your life insurance policy with outside of work? Right? So, Angel, how would you pass it?
Who do you guys currently have your life insurance with outside of work?
Exactly, right? Who do you currently have your life insurance policy with outside of work? Once you ask that, you tell them, okay, no, I don't got life insurance, right? And just like one was saying, if they do got life insurance, do not move on unless they have the policy. If that person doesn't have the policy there, you guys are not going to close. Even if you guys try to overcome it, most people, like one was saying, they don't know what they have. They're going to tell you something that, and once you check the policy out, it's nothing to what they told you they had. All right. So if they have a policy, don't move on unless they have it, then you can review it. All right. And how you guys would ask for that would be like, okay, well, awesome, you currently have a policy. So look, here right now, one of his training is actually to be able to learn how to review a policy, right? So would you mind getting the policy? Maybe we can check it out and look. If it's something that we can compare apples to apples and we could offer you something that's better than what I currently have, would you be open to making that switch?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, right? That's how you guys ask that question, right? It's not like, okay, let me see your policy, right? You know, you guys want to be, remember, you guys are professional, right? You know, now let's say you don't have a policy, right? Again, if you ask, okay, how important is it for you to leave something behind for your family if they're not here tomorrow? Right? And they're going to be like, well, it's super important. All right. One being the least important, 10 means everything to you. How would you rate it? At 10. Okay, awesome. Now, Alejandro, there are 3 main reasons why people don't have life insurance. Right? You know, usually number one, right, is because they never had the time to actually just sit down, you know, with the client and kind of learn exactly how is it that it works, right? They have never gotten around. Right now, reason number 2 is because a lot of people, you know, they think that is way too expensive and they can't afford it, right? And then last but not least, is number 3, and believe it or not, I've had people that told me that they don't care about their family. But hey, I know it's not you because you just told me that it's something important to you, right? So you see why you asked the question before?
Yep.
Because now you're telling me, I know it's not you because wow, you just told me that it's something very important for you to do something behind for your family. So which of the first 2 are you?
First one, never sat down with someone.
Never sat down. Okay, perfect, awesome. And this is the easiest one because if they tell me this one, I'm feeling them. Because once they tell me it, I'll be like, okay, so that's because you've never gotten around there, right? You know, you've never had the time to see some options. Okay, perfect. So Alejandro, if Primerica could provide you with the plan, sometimes within your budget, show you every single detail about how it works, right? And make you have a better understanding of it. You know, is that something that you're open to looking at? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, because let me explain you exactly why life insurance is so important. And from here, I'll go over to I'll go over to the income protection, right? I'll go ahead and just go, because I already know I'm closing for sure, right? So I'll go over and explain the income protection stat, right? Any questions so far?
What was the question where it's like one being least important, 10 being most important? How did you word that again?
So I'll add, okay, so will you kindly have your life insurance policy with outside of work, and then I'll tell them, okay, and now, you don't have any policy, okay, awesome, so. And now, who do you so how important is it for you to leave something behind for your family if you're not here tomorrow?
10.
A 10.
Right, very
Well,
important.
very important, right? Yeah, they're gonna say very important, or sometimes they even say 10, right? And then you'd be like, so one less important, least important, 10 means everything to you. Right, they'll be like, yeah, 10, 15, 20. Okay, awesome. Right, because there are three main reasons why people don't have life insurance, right? And then you explain the three reasons. Number one, lack of knowledge, right? They don't know about it, right? Number two, because they think it's too expensive. And you say, because some people, they actually think the wrong things, and they think it's too expensive. You believe that, right? But number three is actually because people don't care about their family, right? But I know that it's not you because you just told me it's something important. Right, so out of the first two, which one is it? And they'll go ahead and be like, oh, yeah, whatever it is, right? Now, then you go into the income protection stat, right?
What if they do know what they have?
If they do know what they have
Yeah,
on life insurance. you mean?
yeah, like their policy, they do know, like, I'm convinced I pay $100 for $500,000 in coverage.
No, don't move on, guys. You guys are not gonna close. Even if they're confident, sometimes people, they think they have something and they're convinced. Like, I'm telling you, I've sat down with clients and they are convinced that they have 200,000 in coverage. This is very similar to the policy of mortgage. I've told already like 3 different policies that were changed, and they all look the exact same. Right? They are so convinced that they have 200,000, $1 million. Some people have an accidental policy and they pay $10 a month for it, and they be like, no, I'm telling you, like, I have $1 million in coverage. They pay in any scenario, I only have to pay $10 a month. Guys, but don't let them convince you. You guys are the ones that have to close up. They don't have to close you. You know, if you guys let them close you on that, you guys are not, you guys gotta go and home and study sometimes, because trust me, it is not how it works. You know, people don't just know exactly what they have. Some people do, don't, keep that in mind. But if they're so convinced, still you want to review the policy, you tell them, okay, yeah, I understand, exactly what you got, but still, it's so important for him to know how to review a policy and learn it, right? Because in the future, he will be coming across those same policy, in the future, right? So, would you mind us, reviewing your policy? No, okay, yeah, go ahead.
So, if they say lack of knowledge for the reason why they never got around to it, is that the only time you show this, or if they say money, you show this as well? If they say money, you just move on?
If they say money, I'll tell them, okay, and what's too expensive for you? $200, $300 a month? Is that something too expensive?
Yeah, that's too expensive.
Yeah, because, well, if me and Ilya could provide you with something that's half of what you think is too expensive, would you be a little bit more open to looking at that?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, perfect. 'Cause let me show you the importance of having this, right? I'll go here.
So you pretty much always show income protection.
Every time, yeah, exactly. Unless I know it's like 100% closed, I don't even have to show them this. Sometimes you get on the KT and they already want life insurance.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go too deep on it. You spend benefits, boom, quick, run some numbers and do the application, right? But, here, so once you guys are already here, income protection, right? Now here, you guys are gonna show them exactly why is it so important, right? You already build value in the benefits, right? Here, you build value in the sense of why is it so important outside of the benefits, right? Now, so here we have something that's called income protection. Have you ever heard of income protection before?
Never.
Never? All right, so what was that question? Repeat that, what I just asked? Have you ever had income protection before?
Never had income protection before.
Oh, no, okay, awesome, there you go. Alright, so, awesome, so how it works, okay, so income protection is a fancy word for life insurance. Right, we just don't like to call it life insurance. You can insurance, you can put it on your family, so you can put it on your car, you can put it on your house. Right, and let's say, you lose it, you break it, you could get a new one, right? It's things that are replaceable. But with life, if we lose it, can we get one back? You can't, right? So here in this example, we have mom and dad, right? They both make $3,500 a month and they have a daughter. Alejandro, how important would you say is mom and dad's income towards your daughter?
Very important.
Very important, right? So now, God forbid something was to happen to his dad and they don't have life insurance. How bad is this family going to get?
They look bad.
It's not
It's gonna look bad, right? So now, here's the thing about, right, about 80% of widows usually after losing their husband within the first year, first thing that they lose is their house. Why? Because, a house is bought and maintained with the income of two people, not with the income of one. Right? So about 80% of widows, right, usually within the first year of losing their husband, the first thing that they lose is their house, right? Because usually a house is bought with the income of two people, not with the income of one, right? So now with just half the income and over $7,000 in bills, yeah, the income is not there, right? The debt is not there, but the bills are still present, right? So, now, there's a very big chance, Alejandro, that the family could lose everything. Right? You guys are pretty much, guiding them through the process. And closing in this life, it's a very, you guys gotta get in the feelings, right? You guys gotta feel like, you guys gotta make them feel why it's so important. If this person passes away, their son is gonna be left without nothing. Right? So it is really important that you guys build a lot of value in it and that you make them feel exactly if something happens to that person right there, the son that is your recruit, right, would be left with nothing. That's why it's so important to get on these and close them, right? Not just with the money, you guys gotta remember the value that we bring to the company and also towards the clients, right? When we do a company, that's really important. Yes, we get a check at the end of the day, but that's not it. That's not the only thing that we do, right? So yeah, so they could actually use everything. So what people, what experts recommend, for people to have 10 times their annual income as their income protection. Right, so what experts recommend is for people to have 10 times their annual income as their income protection. Right, so now, let's say, for example, this guy, let's have the scenario that he did have a life insurance policy, right? And he had $420,000 in coverage, which was what he needed, right? Now, what do people do with such a high check without having any financial knowledge?
Spend it.
Right, blow it, right? So, what was the question again? What do people do with such a high check or whatever you guys want to say, right? Without any financial knowledge. Right, they'll spend it and they'll be like, yeah, spend it, they'll blow it. Exactly. So here's what we recommend. Right, you got the money, you put it into mutual fund. Right now, every single year, right? Let's say the 1st of January of every single year, you go ahead and you take out 10%. Right, which is why 10% of 420,000, $42,000 are gonna keep coming into the household every single year. For Alejandro, our bills we pay month by month, not year by year. Right, so you go ahead, you divide it by 12 months in a year, look what comes back into the household. The $3,500 from the dad are going to be present every single month for the next 10 years. Now the dad is not there physically or emotionally, but financially, he's still speaking. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Right. So as of right now, how important is this for you?
Yeah, super important.
So super important, right?
Good.
Now, how important is your income towards your family and your kids?
Yeah, it's the only income, it's important.
All right, awesome. And now, God forbid something was to happen to you, Alejandro, as of today, right? God forbid, right? How bad would you leave your family financially?
Yeah, pretty bad.
Pretty bad, right? So now, like I said before, if me and Ilya could provide you with a plan, something that's within your budget, right? That doesn't affect your day-to-day basis. Is that something that you're willing to do today for your family?
For my family, yeah.
Awesome. Sorry, the Zoom cut a little bit. Like I was saying that if I could provide you with a plan that's within your budget, that doesn't affect your day-to-day basis, right? Me and Ilya, is that something that you're willing to do for your family today?
Yeah, for my
Okay,
family.
awesome. All right, sometimes you guys gotta repeat it. All right, act like the Zoom kind of cut, and get that affirmation that they do want to get it, because sometimes they don't understand the question. So you gotta ask it, I don't know, they always told me, you gotta ask 2 to 3 times. Once you get the commitment 2 to 3 times, you're closing. So then once you got that question, that's it. You close that out, that there's nothing else to it, You guys gotta make sure that you guys are professional closers, that nobody could get in front of you and give you objections, so give you some bullshit. You guys gotta go be professional. You guys gotta be, confident in what you guys do. If you guys are not confident, if you guys are there showing with weak character, you guys are not gonna close. People don't want to do business with people that are confident in what they're saying and that also know what they're saying. Right? So, that's pretty much my part, guys. Do you have any questions for me? Any question? Everything clear? All right, guys, so that's pretty much my part of the training, showing you a little bit as of, how to close. Now I'm gonna give it up to my coach and mentor, Edward Fernandez, we're on the $1 million run, right? We're giving it everything we got to push them to the million. So guys, give it up for our coach, Edward Fernandez.
Let's go.
You guys are amazing, aren't they?
They are.
They're amazing, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, awesome, man, awesome, so crazy. I remember when Juan started, like, he couldn't get off a word without getting stuck, yeah? Now he's like doing public speaking, which is very, very super commendable. Guys, so this is an extended month, which is cool because we got that extra week, But as of right now, there's 9 days left to close the business, and I'm here to tell you guys, like, regardless where your production at, it's like many of you guys can double it. Some of you guys can triple it, just depending on where you're at, right? And then if you're at 0, we don't want you to double 0, right? So we can increase it, But guys, like, I want to talk to you guys today about beating the day. Like, so many people, they get focused on long term. They say, oh, in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, or hey, I want to do 30 by 30 this month. I want to do 50 by 50. Guys, what you have to do is you have to take your monthly goal and then you break it on a weekly basis. And then you take that weekly basis and then you divide it on a daily basis. And then you take it one step further. You take that daily goal and you divide it into small action steps that you have to do in order for that to happen, right? So like, let's say that your goal is like, okay, let's say do like 10,000 personal for the month, right? Which is very doable. Everybody here can do 10,000 personal. So that would be 2,500 a week, right? So you guys have to understand, it's like, okay, what are the action steps that are required in order for me to do 10,000, So statistically, if you do 32 kitchen table appointments, what's a kitchen table appointment? Somebody that's qualified for your service. If you do 32 statistically, out of mediocre talent, you will write 10,000 in personal premium, right? So then we say, okay, so if I have to do 32 KTs for the month, JJ, if you divide 32 by 4, how many is that? 8, right? So now what do I have to do in order to get 8 KTs? Now, like, some of you guys are really excellent orientation, so then you don't have to do, you don't have to do schedule 20 KTs. Some of you guys really schedule 5 and land on 4, I remember when I first started the business, like, we used to get a lot of reschedules. Truthfully, nowadays, we don't get as many reschedules. I believe it's because of the convenience of clicking a Zoom link, but do you guys agree on that?
Yeah.
Like, the reschedules are not nearly as high. And then, I suggest that you keep scheduling your appointments for that day, the next day, at the most 3 days from now. Present day people forget about a bunch of things, right? So let's say again, so I want to do 10,000, right? I want to do 10,000, but if I just keep it like, hey, I want to do 10,000, I want to do 10,000, that's just a wish, right? So we need to take an action step. So say, okay, I need to get on 8 KTs a week, right? Now, what is that? What do I have to do to get an 8 KTs a week? Some of you guys can get on 8 KTs by recruiting 2 to 3 people. Right? So you're saying, okay, if I submit 2 to 3 IVAs this week, I know that I'm gonna do 8 KTs. Why? Because of the 3 that I'm gonna recruit, let's say everybody puts me on 2, right? And then another guy puts me on 4, boom, there it is. There's my 8 KTs for the week, right? So what do we know, guys? Every time that you get on 8 KTs, you're gonna find a buyer, you're gonna find a liar, and you're gonna find a trier, right? We know that. We know that for a fact, right? You're gonna close a couple, you have people that are gonna initiate, and you're probably gonna recruit a person as well, right? So what do we know? That if you keep repeating that cycle, it works. See, guys, what happens is a lot of you guys, I'm proud of you guys that you keep going, but you lose faith in the business. So, a man that walks around life with no energy is like a magnet that's unmagnetized. It serves no purpose, right? So if you guys continue to just go like, I'm doing the business. But if you're doing the business with no energy, you're doing the business with low commitment, you're doing the business with low attractiveness, you're not really going to progress. You're just going to stay afloat. What happens is attrition is going to kick your butt. Right? If you're new and you're going no low energy, you're going to progress because you weren't doing anything before. But as you keep low energy and you cycle around the business for months, attrition starts kicking your butt. Right? Meaning, hey, if this month last year you recruited 10 and then you go around life and you recruit 10 again this month, what is that going to do? Well, that's not really going to do nothing. It's just attrition. You're just going to stay at the same level. When you're new, you could progress with little to no good attitude because you weren't doing anything before, right? So before you didn't know about the business, you put in 0 effort. If now you put in 10% effort, well, you're going to progress because you didn't do nothing before. But as you're here longer, if you don't stack your wins, if you don't stack your licensed agents, you're going to have to do a lot more and a lot more and a lot more, right? Now, guys, if you do what you're supposed to do, then you start building a team and you start stacking, right? So, learn to stack people. The way that you stack people is you, obviously you got to recruit, right? But you got to get people licensed. When you license people, you stack them, right? When you train people, you stack them. When you promote people, you stack them. I read a statistic that says that the average person that comes into Primerica, it makes $1,000 within their first 30 days, on average, stays active with the company for 6 months or more. That is a statistic, right? And one of the things that I've realized, so some of the people that we have here, raise your hand if you got over $1,000 training bonus while you were licensed, right? Ain't that funny how that's like a big part of the room, right? And most of the big producers. Now, it doesn't mean that, you know, getting a fast start that you're likely to succeed. You guys need to know that no setback, right? Or no advancement is a guarantee of failure or success, right? However, statistically, people that get to a faster start, they do better. You know, somebody also told me that 85% of RVPs all went district leader in their first 30 days. Right? So it doesn't mean if you don't go, like I didn't go district leader in 30 days, right? I'm an SVP. However, what do I know? That I want to use the odds in my favor. I want to use the odds in my favor, right? Do I want to continue to work with the 50%? Heck no. I want to get people that are right. I want to get people that are on fast start, because we know that the faster somebody starts, right? The more likely they are to be successful. And then guys, if you guys want to develop a great team, you guys got to have leadership, like say leadership. Leadership, right? So what is leadership? If I have a guy on my team and he's not doing what he's supposed to do, I'm going to go over there and be like, hey bro, what I want you to do now is I want you to make 10 calls. Because that guy is not competent yet and capable to do it on his own. Why? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know how to do it. Maybe he doesn't want to do it. Maybe he doesn't feel like it, whatever the case might be. But if I tell him, hey bro, you got to make 10 calls, right? Now, if you guys want to go to the next level, you tell him, hey bro, you're going to make 10 calls. Right now it's 10:28. By 10:45, I want you to come into my office and show me what call you're at. Right? So it's not just like, hey, telling people what to do. It's telling people what to do, but then you got to hold them accountable. Does that make sense? Because so many of you guys, we tell people like, hey, bro, like, go do 10,000, go do 10,000, go do 10,000. Okay, that's good because that is, that is direction, right? See, when we tell them how to do it, we also give them speed. And when you put speed and direction together, that's called velocity, right? Now we are going somewhere, but we're not just going somewhere. Now we're going somewhere quick. Right? So some people are going nowhere quick, right? Some people are heading in the right direction. They're going slow. Guys, the trick is in this business, you got to go in the right direction and you got to keep a good pace. It is a marathon, but if you go see how fast marathon runners run, you would actually be mind blown. So many people say it's a marathon. Try to keep up with a marathon runner. Not because it's long. They keep actually a very high pace.
5 minutes.
It's like a borderline sprint. It really is. So meaning it's not just like you jogging the pace, it's you jogging, but you got to do it with speed. Does that make sense? And guys, look, and then like, we're doing something with our hierarchy, right? We're doing like the Legacy Mafia, which is pretty cool. And it's just like a wake up call. And I know some of you guys are tired, right? Like my son yesterday, we ran out of milk at like 12:30, had to go to Walgreens, right? Got home like almost 1 in the morning. I'm like, oh, I still got to wake up, right? But don't you guys feel great? Like waking up early?
Yes.
Listening to a book, right? Listening to an audio, reading a book, writing your goals, making it to the office. Guys, most other people at any age, I don't care what age, you know what they're doing at 5, 6 a.m.? They're drooling. You can't tell me that a guy that's listening to a book, working out, right, has time to think, write down his goals before the other guy's sleeping. There's just no way you're not going to get ahead of everybody. And then if you guys continue to do that over and over and over again, you start spreading out from people. You start separating big time, right? And the separation gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you say, dang, dude, in a couple of years, like, how the heck are you at 500,000 and this guy's at 100? Well, because for years you woke up early, you beat the sun, you read a book, you showed up to the office, you wake up early. Now, are there some days that you're probably not going to do it? Yeah, it's normal. But what the trick is, if you miss one day, you can't miss two. Because if you miss 2, you for sure gonna miss 3. If you miss 3, you're gonna skip that week. And if you skip that week, you're out of the routine. Habits are very hard to form, but very, very easy to break, right? So guys, we want to build a business. Yes, it's tough to build, but we also want it to be tough to be destroyed, right? The way we're doing it here, guys, like the commitment, the self-developing, like guys, when we go against another hierarchy, guys, think about it. You guys are putting millions of years worth of wisdom in your brain every single day. You guys have community, you have environment, you have all these people going on. as new people come into the business, what are they gonna do? What time are they gonna wake up at? 5 a.m. What are they gonna do after they work out? Read a book. What are they gonna do after they read a book? Listen to an audio. What are they gonna do after they listen to an audio? Write their goals. What do they do after they get to write their goals? Take a cold shower, right? What do you do after a shower? Where do you come? To the office. Before everybody's here. If you do that, imagine as you recruit thousands of people through the years and just 10% of them do that, what will your business look like? It will be uncomparable to somebody that's fat, lazy, doesn't eat healthy food, doesn't self-improve. You understand? Like it won't even be great. And then what happens is when you guys do that, you start being on time to things, right? You start being totally on time to things, guys. And when you have time to things, you don't have to rush, right? And when you don't rush, you do things a lot better, right? Wasn't it easier to get dressed this morning?
Yeah.
Way easier, right? Wasn't it easier to get to the office? It's almost like traffic or no traffic. It doesn't matter because I'm here ahead of time. Right, guys? So, just remember, guys, like, we don't like our habits make us, right? And if you guys want to become successful, it's not about having the money. It's about becoming successful people. So for example, the habits that you guys did today, this morning, most of you guys, those are habits of successful people. So if you do that over and over and over again, guess what you're going to become? That's all right, guys. So anyways, guys, let's kill it. We have to do 1 by 3,000 by tomorrow at 2 o'clock to get the MIT. Special speaker. So let's make sure we do that. Okay, guys. So anyways, that being said, we are. Guys, are.